This is basically a way of interacting with an artificial intelligence or an AI. And what you can basically do is give it a prompt here in English that it will then take and translate into what it thinks you're trying to say in terms of an image. So if I did like white farmhouse in the hills, or say maybe on a hill, surrounded by birch trees, and then I can tell it like I want a watercolor painting. Change that too. And then I just click generate. And so right now the AI is basically using the 10 billion-ish images that it created to come up with what it thinks I'm trying to talk about. So like this one here, kind of represents what I want, but the roof is really white. So I'm going to say white farmhouse with red roof. And I'll ask it to do that again. Cool. And then it comes up with that. So what made this an interesting project is that, I've asked for this here in English. It's given me 4 different options. I can continue to fiddle with this if I wanted to actually try to get it closer to what I'm picturing in my head. But another thing I can do is kind of say like, all right, well, what's the AI giving me, And so I can look here, and maybe this one, maybe that's a stone wall fence, right? And the trees are kind of growing off of the fence. Maybe there's something here around like, the farmhouse on the other side of the fence, or, like something that I didn't originally conceive of, but is now being put forward by the AI. So like an example of one for La Naturaleza where that had been the case is this one right here, where I basically asked it to create a dystopian scene of broken buildings in the morning mist or something like that. And it gave me back a few things that I didn't ask for. So like these brown things here, these things jetting off, even like this stuff here. So I thought to myself, okay, well, what could that be and how can I tie that into the story? And so I thought, well, maybe these are mushrooms that are breaking down the concrete, which some of them can actually do. And as they're doing so, they're producing the dirt that then the rest of the life is flourishing in. So they'll then take that and incorporate it into the writing. So it's a really, I think, unique way of approaching using these AIs. A lot of people have like freaked out because they're worried like, oh, well, AIs are replacing artists. And it's kind of like, well, yeah, technology always replaces older jobs. But I think if people kind of pair it with these types of really short writing exercises, then there's a really nice marriage between a picture and I won't say 1,000 words, but there's 2,200 letters here, and just trying to kind of like work with the AI instead of forcing it to generate a particular thing that I want it to in the exact fashion, because that's never going to happen. So anyway, that's how I did this.